450 DSA Cracker series. Today is 25th May. We have done total 18 questions, and today is our 19th day of 450 DSA Cracker series TEAK, and we have to find the common elements in the sorted array. Let's head to the problem statement. Given three sorted array in non-decreasing order, print all the common elements in non-decreasing order across these arrays. If there is no such element, return empty error in this case. Okay, so basically there are three arrays are given. We have to give output the common from each array, what is the common element as an output. Okay, this is the basic problem, one of the basic problems asked in companies like Microsoft, MAQ Software and VMware. So what is our approach? What we will do, let me first code, then I will explain it to you. So after class is defined and function is defined, what we have to do is first three common element, take three parameters, array 1, array 2, array 3. I is equal to j is equal to k is equal to 0. Result is equal to an empty array. Last is equal to none. Now we have to create a while loop. While I is less than length arr1 and j is less than length arr2 and k, sorry I made it a tuple list, it is a tuple. K is less than length of arr3, then we have to iterate arr1 I is compared with arr2 j is compared with arr3 k. So what is the basic approach we have used here? We will use a three pointer approach. Okay, so how we are using a three pointer approach, let me tell you. arr3 result dot append arr1 I. Okay, now we have to return last is equal to arr1 I plus equal to 1 j plus equal to 1 k to 1 else minimum underscore value is equal to minimum of arr1 I comma arr2 j comma arr3 k if arr1 I is compared with min underscore val I plus equal to 1. Similarly, if arr2 j is compared with min val, then j should be incremented by 1. If arr3 k is compared with min value, then k plus is incremented by 1. Okay, then for the whole we have to return result if result else minus 1. So basically in this code we have used a 3-pointer approach. Okay, why we have used a 3-pointer approach? Because you can see there are 3 arrays. Okay, if all are equal then means it common elements added to result, otherwise increment it. Why it works? Because the arrays are sorted. If one element is smaller than other, it cannot be common skipping safe. Okay, and let let us run this code and check whether it is working or not. There's a runtime error. I have made mistake somewhere. Minimum value ARR, min value is equal to min ARR I 3k. Okay, list index error. Okay, I made a list index error. Let me see what I have made a mistake. List index error. Min value is equal to min ARR1 I comma ARR2 j ARR3k. It is fine, else ijk is incremented into 3 result dot append ARR1 equal to I min. I think I didn't made a mistake. Why it is telling me this? Index error, list out of range. Okay, list is out of range. Let me check it again. Okay, so this, let's compile it again. Now it is giving the result. Let's submit this code and check whether it passes all test cases or not. Then I will explain you how I got it. So this passes all test cases. Let me explain you line by line. First, class self and definition. This defines the method of common elements inside the solution class that takes 3 sorted arrays ARR1, ARR2, ARR3 as a array sorted arrays. Then ijk is equal to 0. These will track in current index in ARR1, ARR2, ARR3. Then we have formed an empty list, named it as result. Then last is equal to none to avoid duplicate results. This variable helps to avoid adding the same common element multiple times. If array contains duplicates, last it will store the last added common element. And then we have created a while loop. This loop continues as long as none of the pointers have reached to the end of their respective arrays. Once any pointer is exhausted, there can be no more common elements. Then we have iterated if the current elements here, if the current elements all 3 arrays are equal, we have found a common element. Then we have created again if check if this common element is different from last, using not equal to. Then we have to add. If not common, then we have to append the result and update the list. Then we have incremented all. Move all the pointers forward since the element already been considered. Then we have created else. If the 3 elements are not equal, we try to align them. Then we have created find the smallest value among the 3 current elements. This one to advance, because if the If a value is smaller than the others, it can't be common. Then if ARR1 I is smallest, move pointer I forward. If ARR2 J is smallest, then we have to move the point J forward, and if ARR3 K is smaller, then we have to move point K forward, and last we have returned the common elements, otherwise return -1 is function is made. And in this way we completed this problem statement and got our output, considerable output, and in this way we found out the common elements from the three arrays. Thank you and have a nice day.